exclamation point for Boise State.
An unseasonably warm day today in the Treasure Valley of Idaho, and a team inside that is only getting hotter in the Boise State Broncos, as here in ExtraMile Arena, the Broncos take on the UC Riverside Highlanders. How was your day? We're glad that you're with us. I'm Taylor Lundquist alongside the Bronco legend, Shay Shaw, and today these two teams come in having only faced one time before, and it was a 10-point win for the Broncos. So the Highlanders come in with high expectations, having faced SMU and having faced UCLA in their first two games, so they're used to some tough opponents.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're going to come out aggressive. They're going to try and get to the line and get those easy buckets against Broncos.
And the Highlanders sport one of the most dominant two-headed beasts in Jordan Webster and Matea Bryant. They account for 70% of the team's scoring, which is, I mean, you just never see that between two people. And so these two characters are going to come out and they provide a huge spark for UC Riverside.
You gotta be able to stop Webster from driving, and she's going to be looking for Bryant on the rebounds, and they're both going to be looking to be aggressive and attack the Broncos.
Yeah, Webster 32 in blue, Bryant number 1. But let's look at Maya Hansen on Monday night against Weber State. Charted a career-high 7 assists and one of just the 4 sophomores in the scoring column to post double digits. We talked ad nauseum about this new sophomore class, and Maya Hansen clearly leading the way.
Maya's looking to push the floor. With the new Broncos offense, they're really wanting to extend, and Maya's really looking for everyone who's running the floor and spotting up for their shots and being ready to score.
Maya Hansen doing a great job of leading this new offense. 49% of their points for the Broncos have come off the bench through the first 2 games. We'll see who provides a spark tonight between the UC Riverside Highlanders and the Boise State Broncos. Tip off when we come back. Welcome inside ExtraMile Arena as the Boise State Broncos get ready to take on the UC Riverside Highlanders. Highlanders come in, Shay, 0-2 against tough teams. The Broncos 2-0 against lesser teams. It is really tough to pin these two teams together just based on what we've seen through the season. But from what you know about these teams, what do you expect to see tonight?
I expect to see a really good game. I expect to see a more aggressive play from both sides.
You'll see the Highlanders stack up their starting 5 with Matea Bryant, Ryan Walters, Julia Stenberg, Maya Chicano, and Jordan Webster. For the Broncos, a familiar 5, the 3 seniors and 2 sophomores, Maya Hansen, Mary Kay Nero, Elodie Lalott, Natalie Pasco, and Abby Muse jumping center. And the Broncos once again handle the tip-off. Mary Kay Nero will set up the offense for the Broncos. Goes to Hansen on the right wing. Gets a screen towards the baseline. Stops, pops. Off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Lalott. And Lalott getting an early rebound over Matea Bryant. Kick back to Pasco. Pasco fires. Over the top goes Muse. Maya Hansen lines one up and misses again. So a couple second chance opportunities. Can't go down for Boise State early.
Broncos need to be more aggressive in getting inside instead of settling for those three-pointers.
Yeah, they are certainly letting the offensive rebounding do it, and it's Webster to Bryant early for UC Riverside. You see Matea Bryant, number 1 in black, the alternate uniforms for the Highlanders. Bryant going to be a really tough matchup for these Broncos defensively. They're going to start with Abby Muse on her, but she's already been backdoored once.
Abby's got to be a little quicker on her head turn. She knows she's going to be looking to drive and to cut, so Abby's got to be thinking ahead.
She does a great job of recovering off of that pump fake. Stealing it off of the deflection is Ryan Walters. She wants to slow the pace, doesn't have the numbers. And they've got a mismatch with Pasco guarding Bryant. Chicano fires from the left wing. Off the tips of the fingers Into the hands of Muse, finds Narrow. Skip pass, Pasco in the short corner. Still a lid on the basket, ends up in the hands of Muse, but took it down. And a good dig by Jordan Webster. That's been a problem the first couple games of the season for the posts of Boise State, is they're bringing the ball a little too low and letting those guards kind of dig in on him and get some steals. Webster will fire, banks it in.
Bank three.
From a few steps from the corner and banks it in. UC Riverside off to a 5-0 start. Mary Kay Narrow wants to push the tempo. Dribble handoff to Pasco. Guarded by Stenberg, switched off by Webster. Kicks back top of the key, Hansen. Hansen pump fakes, drives, gets fouled on her way up.
That was a great drive.
That's exactly to your point. They've been settling a little bit too much with those early threes. They can shot fake just like Hansen did and drive. And that's what Hansen has the ability to do. She's got that half step on most of those who will guard her. And she can add that very easily to her game.
She usually gets that first step on them, and she can easily get to the line, and I think that's where she can succeed, not exceed.
I think excel and succeed put together all at the same time. Maya Hansen goes 2 for 2 at the line for the first points on the board for Boise State. They'll pick up in a little token man pressure. First action of the game for Michaela Jackson, who checked in for checked in for Maya Chicano.
A little bit of a miscommunication by the Broncos.
There's an air ball from about 11 feet from a typical reluctant shooter in Ryan Walters. Much more of a pass-first guard, leads the team in assists per game at 6.5 just early in this season.
That's kind of what the Broncos press was about, is trying to slow her down because she will go coast to coast, given the opportunity.
Skip pass. Jackson, left wing three, nails it. It's that penetration from Walters. Kind of a forced pass inside by Hansen, and a good job getting around on it by Matea Bryant.
Hansen needed to lob it a little bit more, give it a little more art to the ball.
Inside to Muse. Muse double team. Tried to kick back to the lot. Stolen away by Bryant. Bryant with a mishandle. Finds Webster on the right wing. Stop. Pops. Just rolls out. Muse with a rebound, but couldn't get it away and stepped out of bounds. Well, it is very clear who is setting the tone and establishing the pace of play, and that is certainly in favor of UC Riverside so far. Abby Muse already with 5 rebounds early in the game. We're not even 4 minutes in.
Broncos need to be more aggressive in getting to the hoop and stop settling.
Walters spins off, finds Sanderson, who checked in the game. Going inside to the guard Jackson, who tries to go over Pasco and has it blocked away by both hands. Narrow, pushing the pace. Outlet pass to Hansen, picked up her dribble a little early. Finds a lot inside to Muse. Muse, a quick move. Misses again, gets her own rebound. Great job by Matea Bryant to keep it in play, and then Ryan Walters loses it out of bounds.
She almost had it, though. There we go.
I mean, once you have that positioning, Abby Muse is going to have to take advantage of those.
She's got to go up strong and confident with her shot. She looks like she's a little bit timid right now.
Boise State 0 for 6 from the field so far. Skip pass, Pasco into the corner, Hansen. And a good rebound by Webster. So far, there certainly is good ball movement on the offense of the Broncos, just nothing falling of.
They're getting the shots that they want. They just can't seem to knock them down.
Bryant posting up Muse, pump fake, lost it on the way up. And Abby Muse got away with that one. In the scouting report on Matea Bryant, it says stay down because she uses shot fakes all the time. And already they're getting Abby Muse away from that scouting report.
You read my mind. I was literally just about to bring up the same thing. She needs to stay down. She wants to block shots. That's what she does. But for this game, she needs to be disciplined and stay down.
Skip pass to Webster. Her pump fake. Drives baseline. Tries to go up. Blocked by Muse. Outlet pass Hansen. They've got a 4-on-3. Muse, great job. An exquisite finish all the way through.
Hansen looking for her posties.
Always have to reward the post for a rim run.
Oh, yeah.
Walters into the painted area, or rather the unpainted area on the floor here of Extra Mile. Sanderson gets fouled by Tatum Thompson, who sees her first action of the game. Under 5 minutes in the first. UC Riverside leads 8-4 after Abby Muse's easy deuce. We'll be back in a bit. An 8-4 lead for the UC Riverside Highlanders, and on the backs of a hot start, they are getting everyone involved. It is Jordan Webster from 3, and Matea Bryant really hasn't had to do that much, but UC Riverside is certainly setting the tempo.
Webster is really being aggressive and looking to do what she wants to do, and unfortunately the Broncos are letting her kind of dictate how this game is starting.
Jaden Sanderson missed the first of 2 at the line. He went to the timeout after a foul by Tatum Thompson. Danny Bays checks into the game and sees her first action. She is the team's leading scorer with 11.5 points per game, all coming off the bench, and certainly provides a good spark to do that. Dribble handoff with Tatum Thompson. Travel on Thompson. UC Riverside doing a really good job so far as they're guarding the Broncos out past the perimeter, and the Broncos are recognizing that, want to go backdoor, but aren't really committing to it.
No, they need to make that decision and just go for it. If you kind of lull around, you're not going to be open.
And that makes it a lot harder on the passer as well, because if they sense your hesitancy, then they're not entirely sure what to do with the ball either.
Yep, they're not going to pass that, even if you are open.
Bryant Hezzy blocked by Muse. Muse already a great showing. 5 rebounds so far for Abby Muse, and that her 3rd block as well.
I think 2 or 3 of those first rebounds came in the first minute of the game, getting those offensive boards.
5 on the shot clock. Webster, a screen from Bryant. Wants to drive. Step back. Oh, goodness.
Rainbow.
Woo! A little sprinkle from the sky.
She does like to step back. That's one of the keys on the scout is she likes to step back. So Broncos got to be prepared and have the hands up.
Abby Muse, handoff to Bays. And that is a tough angle to cross the court all the way to narrow. And Michaela Jackson, a good job of reading the eyes. 10-4 lead for UC Riverside. 3:47 left in the first. Taylor Lundquist alongside Shay Shaw here with you. Bays.
Nice.
Drops it in. Cannot go under a screen against Danny Bays.
No.
She will recognize that and pop every time.
And it's going in.
Jordan Marshall handling the point duty. She gets inside, pump fake, misses, rebound Muse, her 6th of the night.
She's cleaning up the boards tonight.
You don't want to say it too soon, but Abby Muse already on double-double watch, but in the rebounds and blocks categories. 3 attempt from Tatum Thompson ends up in the hands of Jackson. A lot of guards on the floor for UC Riverside. You'll see that pretty much all 40 minutes of the game is 4 guards around the 1 post in Matea Bryant, who plays over 34 minutes a game so far this season. Not sure if that one was blocked away or if Muse got a touch. Looked like just a miss, but the jump ball stays with the Highlanders.
Just missed it on their replay. I couldn't tell if Abby got a hand on it or not, but good defense by the Broncos.
So now here's the question with Abby Muse going to the bench and Alyssa Christensen checking in for her. How will Christensen fare against the quick step of Matea Bryant. Another step-back shot from Jordan Webster misses long.
Christensen's going to have to stay on her toes and be ready to move at a dime, at the drop of a dime.
Tatum Thompson wanted a foul as she went into the arms. Marshall speed dribbling the other direction, kicks back to Webster. Webster drives. No foul call. Webster slow to get up, now making her way down the court. Broncos have a 5-on-4. Still ends up in a turnover.
I thought Webster was going to cherry pick back here. She didn't cross half court.
It's the 7th turnover of the first quarter for Boise State. Marshall drives on. Narrow has it blocked away.
Broncos are going to have to control the ball a little bit more and make smarter decisions.
Great recovery by Mary Kay Narrow. Giving that little bit of space from the body as to avoid the foul call. Extending the long arm up for the block.
She got beat on that first step, but recovered with a nice block.
Walters inbounds to Jackson. Back to Walters. Now wants to drive. Kicks to the corner. Back to Stenberg. In the corner, Walters. 5 on the shot clock. Double teamed. Walters got to put one up. Floats it and hits it. 12-7, UC Riverside.
That was a pretty little floater.
Great defensive possession. And those are the ones that sting for Boise State when you work so hard. There's going to be a foul called. They're going to call that on Maya Hansen. Oh, no, they're not. Maya Hansen reacted as if it was on her, but they're going to call it on Jordan Marshall for running through the Maya Hansen screen. Yeah, that's... Maya Hansen threw her arms up. She had no idea. She thought they originally called it on her.
I thought they originally called it on her, too.
To the corner, Mary Kay Narrow, quick fire and drops.
What the Broncos need, they need a little spark.
Got to take this momentum in the last 75 seconds of the quarter. See if they can get another stop here. Zoe Tillery checked into the game. She's with the ball in her hands, as is Esther Matarans. Stenberg from the top of the key.
That was a rainbow shot, but it went in.
Whatever works.
Looked
Julia
like it hit
Stenberg.
the front of the rim and slid in.
Yeah, from Stockholm, Sweden. They're going to call a foul on the other direction on Ryan Walters. Just a little too much body contact. I think so far, the sophomore guard, Maya Hansen's handling the pressure that Ryan Walters is providing relatively well.
She is, I agree. She's being strong and confident with the ball and can't ask for anything more.
Bays searching, hesitation, wants to kick back, has it stolen away, ends up in a possession arrow call, and it will stay with the Broncos. Fortunate for Bays. Bays comes around the screen, a pump fake, a jab step. Now it gets double teamed in the short corner. Alyssa Christensen, three ball, knocks it in.
That's where she likes to be, is on around that three, and she's gonna drain it.
And that is the extra layer that she provides for this Boise State offense. Able to stretch the floor as a post makes a massive difference. Skip pass to Stenberg, pump fake, drive. Christensen blocks it from behind and keeps it in play. This one kicked away off of UC Riverside, and Boise State will have 4.8 seconds to get a last shot up.
That was a great block by Christensen. She was there to help when Danny got beat.
And a good job not trying to beat her to the spot, but just go for the ball. Hansen called for a carry. And it certainly was one, so UC Riverside just over half a second to try to hoist one. And they might just take this one into the end of the quarter. A very solid first 10 minutes for the Highlanders as they take a 15-13 lead heading into the second quarter. But Danny Bays has something to say about that. Second quarter up next. Second quarter underway here in ExtraMile Arena. UC Riverside Highlanders leading 15-13 over the Boise State Broncos. And it has been overall a good defensive effort from Boise State as Abby Muse collects her 7th rebound of the night already.
That was really good D by the Broncos. They kept everyone on the outside and spread out and helped one another and recovered. Great team defense.
Inside Pasco, guarded by Bryant, goes into Muse. Muse, a little turnaround. Baby hook, no good with the left hand. See, that's the difference that you need to see change for Abby Muse, is when she has that positioning inside, she's just got to turn around and put it up as Walters beats Pasco on the dribble easily. We don't need that extra dribble, do we?
Nope. Putting it on the floor makes it easier for the guards to just put their hand in there and steal it.
Pasco, corner three, ball rattles in.
That's her favorite spot to shoot.
Still waiting on one of these sophomores to kind of boom onto the scene. There were 7 games last season where a member of the current sophomore class scored 19 or more points. Natalie Pasco did that 3 times a season ago. And waiting for one of them to step up. Danny Bays, we know, has the confidence, maybe not the swagger to do so, as Tillery has to hoist from deep and a shot clock violation. Finally, the defensive stamina paying off for the Broncos.
This is the game for one of those sophomores to step up and kind of shine and let their freak flag fly.
that is one way to say it. I love it. Yeah, one of these sophomores is going to have to kind of take the game into their hands. Or really, Boise State's just going to need someone to. Abby Muse can't handle the heavy pass from Danny Bays, but it stays with the Broncos. Baseline out of bounds, and the shot clock set to 20.
As a post player, that's a really tough pass to catch because it's so direct and it's quick and it's hard, so you got to put a little arc to it.
Pasco again from the corner.
Speaking of arc, pretty looking shot.
Hot hand ride it. I can't believe they left her alone for the second straight time in the corner. Walters jump stops in the paint, goes to Bryant, another pump fake, and an easy layup.
Second time in a row. You can't do that back to back.
Exactly. Never make the same mistake twice.
Mm-hmm.
Walters giving Mary Kay Narrow a lot of attention. 3 ball from Bays. Just off the right rim. But Ryan Walters making it very difficult for Mary Kay Narrow to get her hands on the ball. They know that Maya Hansen isn't in the game, and they want Narrow to be handling the point position. And Walters doing a good job of taking her out of that. Narrow put in a blender by Webster.
Broncos
now drives at Muse. Pump fake. Rebound. Blocked by Christensen, but they're going to get a foul from the opposite side of the floor. And they're going to get Abby Muse, who came over from the other side.
One of the keys is they got to stay down. Everyone's jumping. Abby's jumping. Christensen's jumping. Everyone needs to stay down. Otherwise, we're going to get ourselves in foul trouble.
And these posts who are gathering all these blocks, I mean, Boise State has 7 blocks on the night. That would have been 8 without the foul, but they have the length. It's not like they have dinosaur arms on them. Like, they can easily just extend their arms and get blocks without needing to jump.
Actually, yeah. They really just need to have their arms straight up and they're going to get a block. They don't need to jump, and jumping is where those fouls can come in because your timing's off or you're jumping into them. So honestly, just keep their arms up.
Inside to Christensen, doubled. Kick back Pasco. Guarded by Stenberg. She drives, puts up a lefty. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul on Alicia Christensen for an illegal screen. And I do believe she was moving. Yeah, certainly was. Just kind of hip checked Stenberg there.
Yep.
UC Riverside holding on to this 1-point lead here. Three ball from Walters. Missed everything but the foam padding on the backboard blocked again by Muse. Did a much better job staying down and just following the ball with her hands.
Yep. She's got really great timing, and if she just kind of slows down, she's going to get those blocks.
Abby Muse, so far today, has played 11 minutes, has just 2 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 blocks. That's a stat line.
That is definitely a stat line.
1 for 4 from the field. Could be a little more efficient, but otherwise doing it on the defensive end.
She's missing the easy bucket. She's right under the basket, and I think she's just overthinking it a little bit. You know, when it's
maybe
too
rushing
easy.
herself. Yeah, when you have to think about it, I think you're exactly right. Hansen trying to drive, reverse lay, no good, swatted away by Bryant. Walters will reset the offense. Go to Bryant for a quick trigger from the left elbow and hits.
She had just a little bit of room to get that off, and Sabi was right there. It was a great contested shot.
And that's about the extent of her range for Bryant. Danny Bays fires from the mid-range and misses. Matea Bryant is not going to extend her range out to the three-point arc. I mean, she is going to stay within herself, pump fake from that deep elbow, 12, 15 feet, and try to drive on you, as we have seen time and time again.
Yeah, but you need to be honest with her at the three so she doesn't get that first step on you on the drive, because that's exactly what she's looking to do.
Turnaround pull-up. Natalie Pasco keeps it in bounds. Hansen, skip pass to Bays. Inside, just telegraphed that pass, stolen away by Bryant.
Just a nice shot fake up, because you got her up, and pass it low.
Chicano. Walters at the top of the key, looking for Webster. Webster comes off the double screen and misfires that one into the Broncos bench. 3 subs set to check in, and we'll see that after the timeout. Natalie Pasco leading the way, 2 3-balls for the Broncos, and she leads the scoring column with 6 as the Highlanders lead by 3. We welcome you back inside ExtraMile Arena, a 22-19 lead for the Highlanders of UC Riverside. And Shay, we were talking about this early on in the first quarter as Boise State started 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Since then, they are 5 for their last 7, so certainly starting to heat up.
Yes, the Broncos are always going to be shooters, and they're going to keep shooting, which is exactly what they should do. I'm still wanting them to be a little more aggressive inside, because it'll just open up the three a lot more than it already has.
Lindsay Lavrovich on the wing goes inside to Elodie Lalott, who gets that one to just trickle in. They
Off to a
subbed
great
in.
start.
Yeah, they subbed in right before the timeout with Tatum Thompson, so 3 fresh legs for the Broncos there. And Lalott might have to start picking up some slack in the scoring column, as they do have a size advantage at the moment over the Highlanders. Good defense by Hansen on Tillery.
Upside.
Corner 3-ball from Jackson.
Box
Offensive
out.
rebound, Bryant. Great spin move, right back up and in.
We can't give up. That was a great defensive possession, and we gave up last minute by letting them get at that offensive rebound.
Matea Bryant with 9 points and 6 boards already. Maya Hansen. Got it. Ties it up at 24. Maya Hansen, probably the vocal leader of this team on the offense, and starting to find her own in the scoring column as well.
Sophomore stepping up.
Webster calls for a screen from Stenberg, drives at Thompson. Thompson stays in front. Now they go into Matea Bryant, who pulls up, catches the foul from Lalott. Boy, Matea Bryant is just a play style you have not seen. You have not seen this sort of athleticism so far this season if you're Boise State. I mean, just a quick little half spin into the pull-up, That's a tough play to guard.
Yeah, Tatum did it last week. Just one dribble and just elevating over everybody. So it's tough to guard when you're that athletic.
Yeah, I was just briefly at practice yesterday, and they had a red penny on Danny Bays, who was playing the scout role of Jordan Webster, just someone who will shoot at any possible opportunity. And then Tatum Thompson, much as you said, played Matea Bryant on the scout team. So certainly similar play styles. Not sure if we see Tatum Thompson have that sort of freedom on the offensive end as they go into the lot. She gets double teamed. Good offensive rebound by Lavrovic. Kick back. Pasco, top of the key. Back iron. Another offensive rebound by Lavrovic. Pasco, her floater off the backboard. And finally hit out by a Bronco. But Lindsay Lavrovic earning herself a few more minutes.
She is. She's looking to be more aggressive, getting those second chance opportunities for Broncos. I got a little distracted. I was watching Coach P telling her, you can shoot it.
You're right. You don't just have to be a rebounder.
No, she's catching the ball in the middle of the key. Just turn around and shoot it.
Quick fire three from Tillery. Misses.
He used to tell me the same thing, so I get it.
It's always a good thing. You want to be told to shoot more and not less.
Yes.
Inside, Lalott blows the layup. Rebound, Thompson puts it right back up and in.
She got up there and got that board. That was a great rebound.
Good dig from Thompson. Bryant kicks it to Webster in the corner. And she will reset the offense. Splits the double. Lindsay Lavrovic comes up with another one. Oh. Just over the outstretched arm of Lavrovic. Maya Hansen was trying to push the pace a little bit. Just feels like the Broncos are more in control now, starting to stick to their game plan on the defensive end.
Yes, they're not letting UC Riverside control the game. The Broncos are controlling the pace and kind of getting the shots that they want to get.
And now, how will they respond with no Bryant and no Webster on the floor? Lalott wants in on the action as she gets her first block of the night and the 10th for the Broncos.
How many Broncos have blocks now? I feel like that's at least 5 of them. It's a block party.
That is 5 Broncos with blocks.
I was right.
Good on you. Maya Hansen gets over the screen from Monterans. Walters denies it, blocked by Lalott. Kick back, Tillery.
Good contest. Just a little, she needs to be a little bit closer.
Back in 4th game. Pretty up and down for the most part. Not a whole lot of offensive sets. Wrong pass from Thompson. Tries to recover on Jackson and just gives her an easy layup.
You know what I was taught in high school? So if she's going up for a layup, and if you just run with your hands up straight, like right in front of her, chances are she's gonna miss.
That little distraction, like you see them running full speed at you.
You think there's gonna be some contact or anything, but if you're just running by and right in front of them with your hands up, you're not touching them, you're contesting it, and you're getting them distracted without just letting them get an easy layup.
A kick on Monterans will turn the shot clock off. Broncos have the ball with 13 seconds to go. They'll bring in Mary Kay Nero and give Maya Hansen a quick breather before the half. Finds Thompson, dribble handoff inside Thompson. Thompson goes up and gets fouled.
UC Riverside went for the steal, and Tatum just held on to that ball and went up strong, just exactly how Sower teaches them to.
Yeah, that is to a T what Boise State basketball is. You set that screen, you roll hard, and you go to the bucket hard, and you get to the line.
Yes.
Just the 3rd and 4th free throw attempts on the night for Boise State as that one just rattles in. Goes 2 for 2 at the line, and a pretty good looking stroke from the charity stripe for Tatum Thompson as she brings this within 2. 9.7, a timeout by UC Riverside. And this is pretty much drawing up a play. You want your guard to be moving towards the half-court line, starting with tempo, but they have plenty of time.
They have almost 10 seconds. That's plenty of time to get a really nice shot off. And UC Riverside's looking to extend their lead going into the half. And Broncos need to play great defense.
Yeah, Gordy Presnell in his 19th season here at Boise State. Mountain West Coach of the Year a few seasons ago. And just a staple of Boise State basketball at this point. They inbound to Ryan Walters, who checks back in, gets a screen from Bryant, works on the lot. Hezzy, crossover, fadeaway, floater, rattles out. And Boise State does a good job to stay in this game. Thoughts on the first half, Shay?
Broncos did a great job bouncing back after missing quite a few threes to start. The Broncos are also they're doing a lot better on the inside. And
a first half that resembles a cup of coffee, a bit of a wake-up call for the Boise State Broncos as UC Riverside leads 30-28 over the Broncos at the half. Tyler Lundquist with Shay Shaw. Let's take a look at how we got to this score. Boise State started off real slow. They were 0 for their first 6, then started to kick it up a notch, hit some of their threes. 5 of their first 6 field goals came from beyond the arc.
Wow. 5 of 6?
Yeah, not a team that you expect. When you come into the game with Muse and Lalott inside, you do not expect 5 of their first 6 field goals to come from there.
No, you don't. It's not anything you're expecting from the Broncos, but UC Riverside did a great job of giving it to them and making them do that. And yes, the Broncos are usually pretty decent from the outside, but to start the game missing 5, it's tough to come back from sometimes.
The big difference that you see is that last stat in turnovers. 12 turnovers in the first half for Boise State. We've talked about this before. You want to stay in single digits for the whole game, let alone a half.
Yes.
And this has been the problem for Boise State of late. So far this season is this new high-tempo offense. How are the posts going to respond to doubles? And so far, they've been a little flustered by UC Riverside's aggressiveness.
Yes, pushing that tempo is always going to increase your turnovers, but UC Riverside's defense is really what is making those turnovers a little bit higher than normal.
Yeah, despite losing by 23 and 38 points in the first 2 games, UC Riverside still has a positive turnover margin in those 2 games. So certainly doing a good job of sticking to their side of the game plan. Boise State taking away Jordan Webster for the most part, but we'll see if they can continue to do that in the second half. More from us here at Extra Mile in a bit. At the half, UC Riverside leads by 2 over the Boise State Broncos. Tyler Lundquist and Shay Shaw with you. It is Boise State defense. They do what they do, and they do so in the blocks column. It has been an onslaught so far from the Broncos. 11 blocks led by Abby Muse's 5.
The Broncos are playing a little bit slow on defense, and they're being saved by their blocks. And thank goodness for Abby Muse and everyone else who has contributed, because I think the Broncos would be hurting a little more if we weren't getting those blocks.
Yeah, I think, we were talking to the coaching staff before the season even started, and assistant coach Carrie Ann Ramirez was saying, we've kind of switched up our defense. We don't really need to just let Abby Muse sit back there and keep her as a safety blanket. We can have other people do it. Muse is still getting it done. And so is Boise State from beyond the arc. This is just knocking them in from deep.
Doing what the Broncos do. I think the Broncos are known somewhat for being three-point shooters, and yeah, they struggled at the beginning of the game, but they really bounced back.
Yeah, shooting 50%, 6 for 12 from beyond the arc. Certainly a mark that Boise State will try to uphold through the remainder of the game. It'll be interesting to see. The one thing you can't have is you can't have a team fall in love with it, because it is very easy to find three-point shots, and I know that Coach Presnell is not going to settle for that.
Yep, I'm expecting the Broncos to come out being more aggressive, trying to get to the line and get to the basket in general. And I know the Broncos are still going to have the green light, but I know Coach P's up there telling they need to get inside the key.
Natalie Pasco leads the way for the Broncos with her 6 points. Matea Bryant on the other end with 10 for the Highlanders. They take a 2-point lead into the second half, and we'll be back with the last 20 minutes of play on the other side. Minutes away from the second half, UC Riverside sporting a 2-point lead, 30-28 over the home Boise State Broncos. Let's take a look at where these teams are going. Boise State started off the season with a couple of, they wanted to put some wins in the win column to start the year. They'll see Pepperdine on Monday, then they'll go on the road, a little holiday tournament over Thanksgiving break, over Santa Clara and Rutgers, and then, we've talked about that BYU matchup before, and that's really, outside of maybe Pepperdine, Santa Clara, and Rutgers, that's really the biggest game that you look forward to.
Yeah, it's one of their bigger games before they head into season, and it's going to be a fun one and exciting and aggressive and tough competition.
You look at the other side in UC Riverside. This is a team who goes out and gets the toughest opponents that they can find. They started off the year at SMU, at UCLA. Now they find themselves in Boise, seeing the Broncos. As a player, Shay, did you prefer seeing early wins, or did you prefer seeing early competition?
I mean, as a player, you're always wanting to win, but I wanted a little more competition, and it builds you up for who you're going to be playing against in conference, and then also postseason. It sets you up a little bit better for postseason, and when I was playing, we got really bad seeds going into the NCAA tournament. We had to play Tennessee my freshman year. We had to play Louisville. We had to play UCLA. So those are really big teams where having a tougher non-conference schedule could have set us up a little bit better for that.
And to UCR's credit, you see USC down on that list on December 10th. The Highlanders beat the Trojans back in 2021. That was a game that was short notice scheduling due to a COVID cancellation. And that is the experience that you get when you're kind of a smaller mid-major school. When you go out and play these Power 5 teams, is you never know. And that's the game of college basketball, and that's why we know and love it.
It's also always that possibility, and it kind of gives you that confidence saying, yeah, we can play with these big teams, and it gives you kind of that letter on your chest going into season.
I think we have seen that Boise State, knowing their non-conference schedule, is certainly set up well, as well as the fact that they are returning almost their entire team. They're slotted 4th in the Mountain West preseason poll, just behind Wyoming. And a team so veteran, you expect to turn over and grow at a really quick rate, and we're already seeing this sophomore class do it. Led tonight by Maya Hansen. She's got 5, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Coming off of the game, a career-high 7 assists. Clearly, I think she's understanding this might be my offense to run.
She's definitely stepping into that role and really leading her team and looking to dominate, honestly.
Boise State will go with their original starting 5. Maya Hansen, Mary Kay Nero, Elodie Lalott, Natalie Pasco, and Abby Muse. 5 on the floor in the home whites for the Broncos. Blue trim and that patented orange lettering and numerals. Love the team shoes, too. Am I the only one?
I think so. I did not like wearing our orange shoes. They were my least favorite shoe. We had to wear them at least one game, and it was our orange game, and that would be the only time that I would pick to wear them.
More of a neutral color yourself?
Blue. No.
Just blue. Just Boise blue.
Just blue.
Same starting 5 for the Highlanders. Bryant, Walters, Stenberg, Chicano, and Webster on the floor. Or rather, no Chicano. We'll see Michaela Jackson on the floor for UCR in their alternate blacks. Do love the checkered flag down the side of those unis. Another rebound for Abby Muse.
Interesting look having the checkered. I've never seen that before. I like it, though.
I think you see that in the Kentucky men's basketball program. They've got checks down the side.
Yeah, it's Kentucky.
Tennessee,
I'm not watching
you
them.
see it?
Okay, valid.
Maya Hansen draws the foul on Ryan Walters. Based on what you saw in the first half, what does Boise State need to do offensively here in the second period?
They need to get easy buckets. They need to get to the line and drive a little bit more instead of settling for the 3.
Inside, Abby Muse. Just off the far iron.
But she got to the line.
That is something Boise State has not done very efficiently. Let's say they have been efficient at the line, but getting to the line has not been, let me rephrase, proficient.
This is where they're showing where they like to settle for the outside three and not necessarily get to the line and get to the bucket to get to the line.
Abby Muse goes 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Stenberg left alone, finds Jackson on the left wing. Stenberg, deep 2 ball rattles in. You can say it's the worst shot in basketball unless it goes in.
Yeah, if it goes in. I was a little confused on the Broncos defense. I wasn't really sure if they're in a zone or a man. The rotations were a little bit different. So I'll be curious.
Malott, drop step, lefty layup, good. That's what they need. Someone's going to have to step up and be the aggressor on the inside.
I told you Coach P was telling them they need to score on the inside before they can score on the outside.
A couple nights ago against Weber State, the Broncos had 28 points off of turnovers and 34 points in the paint. Step back from Jordan Webster, what she does best. She was held down in the first half to just 5. She's already up to 8. Malott swatted away.
Bryant got her hands on that pass. Otherwise, that would have been an easy bucket.
Webster up top, driving on Pasco. Reconsiders, wants to size her up. Gets a screen from Bryant, denies it. Kick back, Webster. Step back from way downtown. And the rebound by Muse. As she can hit that shot, that is her range. She was doing so in warm-ups and hitting at a pretty high clip.
Also doing her favorite move, which she's comfortable with, that step back. Kind of deadly.
Pasco surveying, finds Narrow, goes inside to the lot. Bryant on the high side, gets a hand on it, and the steal.
That is
just
not
a tough entry pass.
Yeah, that's not a pass that should be going to a post. Either a lob or a bounce pass, or if you see both their numbers, that's when you can give a chest pass. But
inside, a wide open Webster. And an early timeout from Coach Gordy Presnell. 37-30, UC Riverside comes out hot to start a half yet again. And an early timeout from the Broncos. Well, another hot start for the Highlanders as Jordan Webster is starting to find her groove. It started off with Stenberg, and then Webster gets hot. You just can't fly by against her.
You can't fly by anyone. You got to stay down, play them honest. Yeah, she's looking to shoot, but stay down and expect the drive, but be ready for the shot.
A 7-2 run to start this second half for UC Riverside. Narrow going inside to Muse. Muse fights through the defense and gets an easy deuce.
Held on to that ball. I thought it might slip out, but great, strong offense by Abby.
And all momentum starts on the defensive end. We'll see if the Broncos can get a key stop here. Kick back Stenberg. Bryant. Backdoor pass. Pasco steals it away.
She was there. Great help D.
Ends up with Hansen, who went through the arms of Jackson. Tried to go over the top, did Newson. Probably the wrong pass. Up the floor, no one guarding Matea Bryant as she gets a leak out deuce.
Hansen had 2. She picked the 3. I personally would have picked staying in the key because there's players running down that can filter out to the 3.
Hansen driving, no foul call. She wanted one, and they're saying it was last touched by Maya Hansen. Reminiscent of the first few minutes where the pace and the tempo was entirely controlled by UC Riverside.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. It feels the exact same. Broncos need to take control.
Jackson Kicks over to Walters, top of the key, working on Hansen. Wants a screen from Bryant. Pops from the mid-range. Good rebound by Maya Hansen. Looking inside, Muse trying to post up, got to get out of the key, finally does. Finds Pasco right wing. Inside to the lot, can't find her. Up to Muse, still working.
Elodie's got to want it a little more earlier.
5 on the shot clock and a foul called on Jaden Sanderson. Just a bit of an arm guard. And Zoe Tillery will check in for Ryan Walters. Boy, I might call that a little ticky-tack.
Yeah, I agree.
Dribble handoff, Hansen. Skip pass, just did not get enough on that. And you can see Coach Presnell, you mentioned this to me in the first game of the season. He is not necessarily the most vocal, but if you watch his facial expressions, it tells the whole story of the game.
Yep. He won't say anything, but you know what he said by his facial expressions.
Pasco surveying. 6 on the shot clock. Hansen got to go. Her drive. Swatted away by Bryant. Ends up in the hands of Tillery. Finds Webster. And wants to slow it down.
The Broncos look a little fatigued. They look a little tired.
They go check in Danny Bays. She is ready at the next dead ball. Driving Tillery. Threw it off of her own leg. We're going the other direction. Broncos looking for a bit of a spark. 4:33 left in the third. Down 7. UC Riverside on top. A 7-point lead for the UC Riverside Highlanders on the back of the 2 that you expect. Matea Bryant leads the way with 12 and Jordan Webster with 10. If you look at the scouting report, it doesn't seem so hard to guard them, but clearly when you see them on the floor, it is much more difficult.
They're very athletic and they're very aggressive. And it's a little bit of a wake-up call for the Broncos, and they just need to match that aggression and match that energy.
UC Riverside with a lot of tempo on defense. Abby Muse works through the defense, misses. Skying in is Lalott. Last touched. They'll say by the Bronco, Elodie Lalott. The official points in the opposite direction.
Abby's missing a lot of gimmies. She's right in the basket, and I still think she's overthinking it. She's expecting some contact, and she's not getting it, so she just needs to... Did she just slip on a banana?
No, she did not. That was certainly an illegal screen by Jordan Webster.
I missed it. I wasn't looking at her. I just saw her hit the floor.
Yeah, pardon me, that was on Sanderson. I think she went down because of Danny Bays. But there was initial contact by both Webster and Sanderson. One of them was called. How about this double, full court double by UC Riverside? Danny Bays now wants to slow it down. Bays plays certainly a more methodical style of both offense and defense. Foul called on, don't get Jordan Webster. Not entirely sure where that was, but already in the bonus are the Broncos. We'll see if they can take advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, I just didn't see it first time.
She got under her and kind of went up to try and hide it, but Elodie sold it pretty well.
This is the question mark of the team. Can your posts get to the foul line and convert? Muse and Lalott are 0 for their last 4 combined, but an offensive rebound by Muse. She's ripping through, finally finds a seam, goes up, misses another one, rebound Lalott. Lalott brings it down. She finally puts it up and misses. Muse on the other side. They're playing ping pong with the rim.
Way to go up and get those old boards and keep being aggressive. I like it. This is what the Broncos need to do.
Into the corner, Jackson has a bit of a show screen from Webster. Driving in Bryant, kicks out Sanderson. Sanderson wants to drive, pulls up from the mid-range, and was fouled on the way up by Lalott. Sanderson with that old school Lonzo Ball shooting mechanics, shooting on the left side of her body as a right-hander.
Lalott thought it was going to come back to her, and that's why she swung, but know your personnel. She shoots from the side of her body.
I mean, truly, like cocking and shooting that back from the left earlobe.
Takes time to do that. That adds like a second to your shot.
Abby Muse pulls down her 12th rebound of the night. Mary Kay Narrow now fighting off defenders. Finally finds Pasco, and she wants to go. Looking for Lalott inside. Skip past Danny Bays. Quick fire. Just off the rim. Abby Muse able to save it briefly, but Danny Bays overruns it and goes out of bounds.
I think if Bays didn't try to catch it, it would have went off UCR.
Hindsight.
Number 3 was right there.
Leading scorer for the Broncos, still Natalie Pasco with Muse, and Natalie Pasco with 6 and Abby Muse with 6 of her own. Certainly have to have someone step up and take control here on the offensive end. 3 ball, Sanderson, back iron, rebound Bays. Foul inside by Sanderson. Another 2 shots for Lalott. We'll see if this time the proof is in the pudding.
Elodie's doing a great job of getting down the floor and posting up, and just can't guard her.
They look inside. A couple of these calls, not a whole lot of contact, but selling it well, I guess you could say. No comment.
No words, nothing. She's going to make the next one, watch. Made the adjustment.
I thought you were about to pull out the broadcaster jinx, because that has been me way too many times.
I'm still too new to this.
Beginner's luck, let's call it.
Yeah.
You get 2 more. You get 2 more of those.
I'll save them.
40-35, the lead for UC Riverside. Webster running off screen after screen. Walters has a step. Her floater, front iron. Once again, a rebound by Bays. Danny Bays coming off of a career-high 4 steals in the game against Weber State. Bays wants to size up Webster. Now finds Narrow. She drives baseline, puts it up, gets fouled. Broncos doing a much better job of being aggressive towards the basket.
Yeah, they're going up strong, and they're not fading away. They're trying to get to the basket, and they're doing a really good job so far.
And this is the sort of game, you're playing against a physical opponent who wants to, push your tempo and push you outside of your comfort zone. This is when you need your senior leadership to come and step up and say, hey, I've played this style of team. I've played in games like this. All you have to do is be aggressive back.
Match their intensity. And you can
do that, make free throws.
Make free throws, that's definitely a key. But if you match their intensity, they're not as intimidating, and you can do it just as well as they can.
Boise State started 4 for 4 from the free throw line, went 1 for their next 6, and finally Narrow goes 2 for 2.
I don't know if you saw it, but Christensen and who was it? Christensen and Thompson were both matching up, and Christensen did a great thing by telling Thompson that she needed to be guarding Bryant because they're matching athleticism right there.
Thompson loses the half step. Bryant elevates off the back rim, ends up with Webster, who puts it back up and in. It's those second chances that have been a killer to the Broncos defense. 15 second chance points for the Highlanders tonight. Bays on a curl, gets it blocked. Christensen, the rebound, ends up with Bays. Bays fighting, finally recovers. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Narrow gets a screen. She drives. Her floater's good, and count it.
You just said it. Seniors are stepping up. right now. And MK, get into the line.
Mary Kay Narrow. When that telephone rings, she answers. That's veteran play. That's all you can say about it.
It really
Veteran
is.
play.
Stepping up.
A little moxie.
We've been talking about these sophomores stepping up, but can't sleep on the seniors.
Mary Kay Narrow quietly goes into the leading scorer position with 8. Walters misses it. Ends up with Moderans. Walters in the corner. Webster now guarded by Narrow. Couple of tough matchups on the floor with Christensen guarding Bryant and Narrow on Webster. Tillery takes a screen. Deep 2. Long rebound. Thompson. Shot clock turned off. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. And a chance to tie or take the lead. Hansen fights off Walters. 6 seconds. Narrow with 4. Drives. Pulls up. Offensive foul. They're going to say that Mary Kay Narrow hooked Jordan Webster on the drive.
Let's see.
Oh, and
she
did
just
swing
slapped
that
her in the
off arm.
face.
Swung that off arm, caught the face of Webster. Now Walters driving, lost it, couldn't get it up in time. 12 points apiece in that third quarter. We stay with a UC Riverside 2-point lead. Get your 4s up. 10 more minutes to play, and it's just getting good. It was a back and forth third quarter, but it started on an incredibly hot streak from the Highlanders of UC Riverside. Jordan Webster finally starting to get in on the action. She has 12 on the night, tying Matea Bryant. And as we get the fourth quarter going, Talia Lundquist with Shea Shaw and an exciting just under 10 minutes left. Maya Hansen, 3-ball, bottoms!
Beautiful shot. She was ready, confident, stepped into it. Broncos off to a hopefully hot start.
Boise State takes the lead, 43-42, whole new ball game. Matea Bryant at the high post, to the corner. Good hands by Tatum Thompson to knock it out of bounds.
Hand was right in that passing lane where it should be. Great job.
Maya Hansen walking into it with a whole lot of confidence.
She's playing to win.
Thompson, breakaway steal, has it poked away, still ends up with it. Finds Mary Kay Narrow off the deflection. Narrow puts it up and in.
That one made me a little nervous. A lot of hands on those.
It's those kind of lazy passes over the top. Can always get deflected. Walters, jump stop inside, kick out, Webster in the corner. Gets a dribble handoff, guarded by Narrow tightly. She'll weave her way over to get a screen from Matea Bryant. Bryant steps into the screen. Narrow guarding Bryant inside. No good. Christensen comes down with the rebound, fights it away from Bryant, hands it off to her point guard.
Broncos coming out aggressive and looking to get to the basket.
Danny Bays on the curl. Inside Christensen. Once again, they are looking for that pass without seeing that Bryant is coming over the high side.
I don't know why they keep doing it. They keep deflecting it.
Pump fake that one time.
Exactly. Pump fake, go low.
Danny Bays has it blocked away by Bryant out of bounds, and it stays with the Broncos. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hansen, kick back 3-ball off the back iron into the hands of Jordan Webster. Just feels like this game has a whole lot more oomph to it now.
Yep, it just got real. I feel like the intensity has stepped up by the Broncos, and they're matching what UC's giving out.
Webster going at Narrow, double team. Thompson gets her hands on the ball, jump ball. Possession arrow stays with UC Riverside. Still a very good play by Tatum Thompson.
Seems like UCR is kind of on their heels a little bit and like, oh, we had the lead, now we don't. What do we do?
A timeout now called by UC Riverside, and I think to address exactly that, what has Boise State come out in this fourth quarter and shown us that we have not been able to handle yet?
I want to give a special thank you to the Fast Break Club.
The Broncos are doing a great job and being aggressive and starting out with that aggression.
More fourth quarter when we come back. Well, just before you came back, UC Riverside ran a perfect inbounds play. Alyssa Christensen for three. No good. And the Highlanders bring it to a 1-point game, have a chance to take the lead.
She is holding.
Bryant inside, Christensen, good job staying on her feet. Rebound, tipped around, ends up with Jackson. Jackson throws it up. Thompson finally brings down the board.
Bryant's holding a little bit when she's posting. She's kind of wrapping her so she can't get around.
Trying to go around. Great entry pass. Christensen misses the bunny. And Caro knocks it off the foot of Stenberg. Mary Kay Narrow showing some grit here in the second half.
That was smart. It's exactly what they needed. They needed that ball back.
Narrow catches the sideline out of bounds. See the score bug at the bottom of your screen says 45-42. It is in fact 45-44 after that easy bucket from Riverside a few minutes ago. Mary Kay Narrow, three ball. Offensive rebound, Thompson. Thompson wants to drive inside. She kicks back Hansen. Hansen misses the lefty layup and a rebound by Matea Bryant.
I think Hansen was expecting to get a hit a little bit more, and she didn't, so kind of just threw it up there.
Walters wants to work on Christensen. Three ball from Jackson. Rims out. Rebound, Thompson. Tatum Thompson collects her fourth rebound of the night, matching her point total. Abby Muse finally coming in. Jackson slips on a banana. Great move by Mary Kay Narrow. Walters hooked Danny Bays going for that ball and just threw her to the side. Danny Bays has been thrown around on multiple different possessions. Finally, her conversations with the ref. Yeah, you see Walters truly just chuck her to the side.
Yep, and he had a perfect angle on that.
We could be officials from our angle. I mean, we've got a great stance here.
Yeah, we do.
Narrow puts it off of her foot. No, they're going to say it was a deflection by Jackson. Goes to Muse. Muse into the corner. Hansen had Bays open on the opposite side. Now Hansen driving. Lefty up. Oh, an offensive foul.
No.
Michaela Jackson draws the charge from an aggressive Maya Hansen, who changed her tune in this second half. And I think UC Riverside is picking up on it.
Was
Gotta
a charge.
agree with the call.
That was, yep.
Feet set.
Great charge. Smart move by her.
45-44. Walters. Kick back Sanderson. Bryant left alone, tries to skip it on a skip pass, bounce pass, you could say, into Walters in the corner. She drives baseline. Maya Hansen picks up the hand check.
She wants to go right. She jabbed right twice. She's going.
Baseline out of bounds with a close reset. to 20 seconds. They're going to call a foul on Danny Bays, who I believe had an outstretched arm against Michaela Jackson, who was trying to come off of a screen into the corner. Walters. Michaela Jackson, pump fake, mid-range. No good. Rebound, Muse. Muse has 13
Come to the ball.
boards.
Come to the ball.
Narrow to Hansen. Playing keep away. Natalie Pascoe set to check in at the next dead ball. Danny Bays, high arcing three, rattles it in! Bays is not done yet. Smack the water and bet on it.
I didn't think that one was going in. It looked a little short to me, but hit the front of the rim and slid in again. Second three like that today.
Walters curling off the screen. Jab steps at Narrow. Michaela Jackson guarded by Bays, right wing. Calls out for the screen from Bryant. Jackson driving, Euro, right-handed. No good, rebound Christensen. Christensen throws it right back to Jackson, who loses it out of bounds.
Got to be smart with the ball. They're looking to be aggressive. It's a close game, so they're going to play that full court defense. So the Broncos really need to be smart with the ball right now.
These two teams are combined 1 for their last 12 field goal attempts. And I don't know if it's because of the defense.
We just need to attack the basket.
Full court pressure by UC
Ooh,
Riverside, throws it away. Does Hansen, ends up with Jordan Webster. Wants to take this game into her hands. Drives, foul called. I believe they're going to get Elodie Lalott with a reach in, and they are. Starting to see the speed and the takeover ability by Jordan Webster. Yeah, Lalott just had that left hand in there barely.
We got to be, the Broncos need to be smart right now. It's a close game. UC Riverside's going to be aggressive, even more aggressive than they've been the whole game, and they're going to try to get those fouls because they're going to get to the line. Free throws
Webster is butters from the free throw line.
And free throws win games.
Free throw battle at the moment in favor of Boise State. 8 for 13 at the line. UC Riverside 4 for 9, make it 4 for 10. Narrow double team goes at Sanderson. They're going to call a hand check on Jaden Sanderson. That's just the second team foul of the quarter for the Highlanders, so not close to the bonus. On the other side, the next foul by a Bronco will put UCR in the bonus. Up to Pascoe, wanted to go high-low with Lalott, decided otherwise. Finds a curling Narrow. Narrow kicks back Maya Hansen, steps into it, and hits!
That was great ball movement by the Broncos.
A 5-point lead for Boise State. Gotta have a stop to keep the momentum, and they're gonna get a hand check on Maya Hansen. I think you were starting to see that aggression pick up here throughout the second half, and the referees are making note of that. They're gonna say, hey, we're gonna get this game back to steady.
Yeah, they're watching for those hand checks, and UC Riverside's really good about driving and getting that first step on you, and if you're a Bronco, you need to keep your hands off and just keep sliding and hope that your help is there.
Jordan Marshall connects on the first of 2 from the foul line. And you see UC Riverside putting their 2 guards in the lane because they're going to pick up full court immediately after. Michaela Jackson will sub in a little offense-defense with Jordan Marshall. Narrow catches it, sprinting towards half court, crosses over 3 different UCR Highlanders. Finally gets away from Walters, gives it to Hansen, who fumbles it. Ends up with the ball in her hands and then gets tripped by Walters, a foul.
That was, Hansen's got to be a little bit stronger. She's got to know that these the Riverside is coming at them to foul and to get the ball back because they are down right now. So the Broncos need to be really strong with the ball.
And once Mary Kay Narrow gets away from those defenders, right, she does a great job of weaving through the defenders and finally getting it past half court. At that point, you don't have to get rid of it. You can just take a breath and set up the offense.
You can take a breath, but she also needs to get her head up and see where the open people are so that she can relieve some of that pressure and get that ball moving around.
3 minutes remaining of pure entertainment. Hansen, pump fake, knocked out of bounds by Walters. Walters imploring her defense to step up. 50-47, Broncos lead with 2:52 to go. Hansen fights off Walters, goes at Sanderson. Her righty attempt, no good. Lalott puts it in.
Great rebound by Lalott. She was looking for that rebound. Great drive by Hansen. Even better rebound by Lalott.
The 15th offensive rebound for Boise State. Just their 8th and 9th second chance points. Mary Kay Narrow, a steal.
Broncos are a little tired.
And decides to slow it down, probably because of that reason.
They got the lead. They can take the time, be smart with the ball.
Pasco in the corner, inside. Lalott, skip pass, Narrow. Narrow looking for Muse inside. Narrow inside. Lalott tipped last by Matea Bryant. Ryan Walters, the point guard for the Highlanders, sitting on 4 personal fouls. Mary Kay Narrow. Rebound Muse. Muse kicks back Pasco and slows it down once again.
Using the clock, using the time. Smart when you're up in a close game like
Hansen
this.
takes the screen, drives baseline, kicks back, Narrow, Pasco, slay!
Great ball movement. That's what we like to see.
The biggest lead of the game for Boise State at 8. Sanderson guarded by Lalott at the perimeter. Dribble handoff with Jackson. Sanderson looks at the rim, dribble pull-up. No good. Fight for the loose ball. Offensive foul on Bryant. Maya Hansen draws another. Maya Hansen has taken control of this team.
That was a great job. She's stepping up right now and showing that leadership that she has.
Finds Narrow, safety valve to Muse.
All 5 Broncos right now are stepping up. They are being aggressive and they are getting it done.
60 seconds, heard over the loudspeaker in ExtraMile Arena. Pasco, bottoms! Natalie Pasco doing what she does. 12 points on 4 for 6 from 3. It is that extra effort, that extra aggressiveness on the inside that Boise State has just been chipping away, possession after possession, and finally that frees up the outside shooters, and when you need her most, Natalie Pasco delivers.
I told you that they were going to have to be aggressive on the inside to open up the outside, and that's exactly what they've done this quarter. Lalott's been inside, Muse has been inside, and now the 3 is open, and they're ready to drain them.
Through 2 games, Boise State came in with a plus 30 rebound margin. In the first half, the Broncos were only plus 4. At this point, they are plus 16 in the total rebound category.
It's not 30, but 16 is great, and
Well,
I mean,
30
they still
through 2 games, so that's 15 a game, and they're already plus 16 now.
I misunderstood
So
you.
they are at their mark.
Way to go, girls.
Webster fighting on Narrow. Reach
Can't
in
reach.
certainly was.
Got to be smart. Time and clock. There's 48 seconds. You don't reach for it at this point.
Boise State shooting just under 40% on the game. Shooting almost 47% in this fourth quarter. Webster is true on the first at the line. 18 of Boise State's 58 coming here in this final period. Rebound a lot. Timeout, Boise State.
Also, time and clock. With a free throw like that, when you get the rebound, you can't pass it. Otherwise, you don't get to advance the ball. If you pass the ball before the timeout is called, you can't advance it. So they'd have to take it out at the baseline, which is a huge disadvantage.
And the referee did clarify. He said, he pointed to Coach Bresnell. He said, before the pass.
Yep.
So they do get to advance it. Boise State was, I don't want to say floundering, but they were really looking for their identity late in this game. Finally, Maya Hansen steps up, as well as the collective inside. Lalott putting in work on the offensive glass, and just shooters opening up.
They're really playing as a team right now, and they're looking for one another, but they're also still being aggressive about it. I really like this Bronco basketball right now.
Shay, what can you say about the growth that you have already seen from this team? You have been a Stark supporter for years. You played in this program. What have you seen in the program as a whole to then get to this team in terms of growth?
I think just honestly in this game, they've grown a lot. They're really looking to play as a team, and I think that's something that's kind of been lost in the last couple of years, but they're really finding their own and stepping into their own and really playing some nice basketball.
And I think, we were talking about this at halftime, and we were looking at the schedules by both teams. This is a game that Boise State really needed. They needed to play an aggressive style team because you're going to see those down the stretch. I mean, good teams are aggressive teams,
yes,
and they are physical with you. And so Boise State being able to adapt to that at the halftime mark, turn things around, and finally get themselves back into this game. I mean, it was a scratch and claw type of game.
Yeah, it really shows how grown this team is. Everyone's coming back, and it really shows their experience and ability to adapt and change.
These teams have combined from the field 5 of their last 13. All 5 makes are from Boise State, and fouling a three-point shooter is a cardinal sin of basketball. Abby Muse.
Especially with 36 seconds left in the game. Be smart about it. Stay down. Just get a hand up.
Yeah, 36.4 remaining in the game. You're up by 12. It's a tough step-back shot in the corner. Certainly Jordan Webster has the shot-making ability. I mean, she's got 14-6 on the night. But, you have said it time and time again, time and clock, or time and situation.
Yep. Got to be smart in seconds like these, because if this game was a little bit closer, this could be the momentum changer.
Webster good on the first 2. And knocks in all 3. Jordan Webster came into today averaging 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Tonight, she's got 17, 6, and 2.
She's a beast.
A part of that goes to the scouting report that Boise State had for her in the first half. I mean, she just was not able to get, not even the looks, but not even the touches that she usually gets.
She couldn't get going, and Boise State wasn't allowing it, and that's great scouting and knowing your personnel and playing to your scouting report.
I am really excited to see this Boise State team when they go to play against a Power 5 team. You see a Rutgers down the schedule, you see a BYU down the schedule. I'm really interested to see what sort of team shows up in that scenario. A foul on Webster as she just hugs Pasco from behind.
A lot was open. Pasco wanted to hold on to the ball. Free throw percentages.
Yeah, there you go. I will wait until after the free throws to give you a stat on Natalie Pasco from the free throw line. She's good on the first.
She'll be good on the second.
Yo, you already used your second of 3. You only had 2 left.
I know. But I was right.
Oh, man. Natalie Pasco missed just 2 free throws all of last year. She went 29 for 31 from the free throw line. That's good for 93.5%. Step back, blocked by Muse. Another block. Ow. Inside, Monterans gets 1 to fall. Cuts the lead to 11. Abby Muse will get the inbound pass and turn into an armadillo.
I personally don't like turning into an armadillo because that just makes it way easier for a jump ball call.
Unless your armadillo has a really good shell coverage. I think you got to keep this in mind, Shay. I mean, these are the minute details that make a difference in your illustrious broadcast career.
It's the little things.
They add up. Maya Hansen misses on the second attempt. Self-check from Bryant under the rim, and they're going to call a foul.
I don't know where the foul was.
At some point, I believe they're going to get Abby Muse, which will be her 3rd personal. Abby Muse may not have showed up in the scoring column as much as she typically does, and some of that is due to inefficiency on the inside, but she showed up in other facets of the game that may have been more impactful. She had 15 rebounds tonight and 6 blocks. 6 blocks.
Pat in the stat sheet. That's a great performance by Abby Muse.
She needed 8 to become top 5 in the Mountain West all time and came away with 6. To be even in the conversation, to be hitting that mark in a single game is unbelievable.
And she's still got a whole season ahead of her.
Oh,
she's going to destroy that record.
She may be the conference leader all time at the end of this season.
And she'll be, if she gets there, she'll be there for a while too. I don't see anyone, I mean, you never see anyone coming, but that's a lot of blocks to put up.
I just can't believe the number that you look at with Abby Muse. 93 blocks last season is simply unfathomable. And she is en route to yet another unbelievable performance defending the glass.
There's a second left.
Second left. Narrow dribbles it away. Gives a smile. And Boise State outscores UC Riverside in the 4th quarter, 23-13 to win this one, 63-55. Shay, a quick thought.
Great game by the Broncos, great comeback. They didn't start off very great, but
we have post-game interviews as Shay Shaw had a loving fan come talk to her. We'll have post-game interviews in just a moment. Joined courtside here after a 63-55 win with Coach P, Coach Gordy Presnell. First, talk about the first half. I know it certainly didn't go the way that you wanted it to, but just talk me through that. Oh, jeez.
Wigger. Anyway, going into the season, we thought we had good length. We thought we had pretty good athleticism, and we really, really struggled with quickness. And I thought tonight it was real indicative of that. We just couldn't handle their quickness. And, you know, they'd overscheduled. Is the reason they came in here 0-2. UCLA is phenomenal this year. And so it was tough. And, you know, we melted down a few times and then, you know, put together the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think, of the fourth and got some things done. But they didn't let us really execute anything, and that's our fault.
What was that halftime locker room like? What did you say to the team?
Well, I was in the locker room by myself, and I could hear Coach Petrino like 3 rooms over yelling at the guards, and I thought our guards did pretty good. So I can't imagine what the post got from Coach Sower. Then when we came together, we just talked about the lack of physicality and being soft mentally, and mental toughness is being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and they made us uncomfortable and exploited our lack of mental toughness.
You took my question, but Coach, who is someone that you're looking to kind of take over this season?
Well, you know, I mean, you're out of eligibility, okay? But, you know, Maya hits big shots for us, and Nat hits big shots. And I thought, you know, Danny's got potential to do that. But the one that glues it all together and communicates the best is Mary Kay, and I thought she did that today. She hit some big shots for us.
Yeah, I got to say, I think the guards have really stepped up early this season. You know, in previous season, it has really fallen on Abby and Elle.
Yeah.
What can you say just about this group of guards?
You know, I think we have talent. We're going to struggle with quickness, like I said, and then we're hoping, you know, we get Trista back on Monday, hopefully, if everything goes right. And she has been just absolutely dynamic for us since June, since we started. And so we'll see what happens. But our guard play has been pretty good, and it's something that going into the Mountain West we're really going to do. And next week we take a big upgrade. You know, we play Santa Clara and Rutgers, and Rutgers will have some quickness for sure.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what do you expect to see over the next week?
Pepperdine has got a couple big wins. They come in here on Monday. We'll take tomorrow off, and then Thanksgiving tournament at Santa Clara, who's a dynamic Australian point guard who's really, really good. And then Rutgers, who's going to press you, trap you. But we need that kind of stuff, you know, because UNLV can do it, and San Diego State can do a little bit in New Mexico. So it's a good prep. This was great prep for us. We just got to get better.
All right. Well, appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll bring in Natalie Pasco here. Shay, I mean, he pretty much touched on everything that you and I were going on about. You know, it's mental toughness down the stretch, it's veteran leadership, and then some young bucks like Natalie here stepping up and hitting big shots.
Sophomore
Natalie, thanks again for joining us.
Yep.
Talk me through those last couple shots. I mean, stepping up in big-time situations.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of a rough start, so I knew that at the end of the game we just had to keep pushing and just when I'm open, shoot it.
What was the halftime conversation? We heard you were getting a little yelled at.
Yeah, I think we just need to come out stronger and more physical. We were getting beat around a little bit in the first half, so we're really trying to focus on that, and I think we did a better job, but still some things to work on.
Do you get a lot of flack for all of your shots being threes?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think you can say yes or no to that, honestly. But, I mean, talk to me. We just talked to Coach P about this group of guards. What can you say about the posts that draw so much attention themselves?
Yeah, I think we have a really strong post presence that definitely allows us guards to get open, just moving off the ball when they're getting doubled or something, just finding the window and being ready to shoot.
We saw you shooting a couple back-to-back threes in your favorite spot over there.
I was thinking about that.
We talked about it last time, and then you hit from there. What do you expect out of this next week coming up? A couple really tough opponents down the stretch.
I think these next few practices are going to be really important for us just to figure out those little things that we need to work on and just come out strong each game and be ready to go next week.
All right, Natalie, good turnaround and another good win.
Thank you.
All right. Broncos win it 63-55 from, I mean, they just get it done. That is Boise State basketball. You find a way.
They really did find a way. In the second half, they dug deep and stuck to the grit and came out on top.
Well, from everyone here on our crew, our producer, Taylor Hawk, that's Shay Shaw, I'm Taylor Lundquist. We appreciate you joining us for yet another Broncos win, 63-55 over UC Riverside. And as these last two interviews mentioned, a couple tough opponents coming up, but you can see all that and more in just a few days. More from Broncos women's basketball later.